Science gave us electricity, antibiotics, and of course, endless cat videos. But sometimes scientists go a little further than they should. And if you think the most dangerous experiment is a microwave without a door, you're wrong. These are stories where geniuses became madmen, where progress clashed with ethics, and of course, where every now and then Mr. Crooks makes an appearance. Looks like someone decided to play God again. Well then, let's see how that turned out. The real-life Frankenstein. The 1930s. Soviet scientist Sergei Bryukhanenko builds a machine capable of keeping a severed dog's head alive. Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. He even showed how it blinked and responded to sound. The public recoiled in horror. Scientists, ecstatic. He insisted, this is for medicine. And ironically, he wasn't lying. His work would lay the foundation for future heart-lung machines. Imagine the tension in that lab. The smell of chemicals, the humming of machines, the mix of awe and dread. There you have it. Life-saving tech, born from terror. And you know what's worse? This is just the warm-up. Sometimes the line between genius and horror is thinner than a single heartbeat. Operation Cold Faraday. The 1960s, American physicists wondered, could human behavior be controlled using electromagnetic waves? People were placed in chambers, machines buzzed, and brains literally fried. Some heard voices, others lost all sense of direction. The scientists claimed that's for national defense, but as it turned out, the biggest threat was sitting behind the controls. Picture the isolated rooms, the humming machines, the flickering lights. People trapped inside, their thoughts no longer private, their minds toys for science. And outside, the world remained blissfully unaware. Testing. If you can hear this, it means someone cranked the madness to 11 again. Sometimes the experiment isn't in the lab, it's in the human cost. Project MK Ultra. 1953, the CIA launches MK Ultra, a top-secret mind control program. LSD was slipped into drinks, hypnosis was applied, memories erased. This wasn't a comic book about super soldiers. This was real life, decades of experiments. The result? Hundreds of shattered lives. Zero success. Imagine waking up one day unsure what memories are yours and which were manipulated. A world where trust itself is weaponized, where science becomes the tool of power rather than discovery. When secrecy becomes part of science, the result is always the same. No science, just secrets. And the scariest part, people believed it was for their safety. The Hiroshima Lab. 1945, Manhattan Project scientists detonate the first nuclear bomb. The world sees light that destroys. After Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Oppenheimer says, I have become death, the destroyer of worlds. The man who built the weapon that could end humanity later devoted himself to fighting it. A flash brighter than 1,000 suns, a city vaporized. The weight of knowledge crushing a man who realized his brilliance had created ultimate destruction. I wonder what it's like to realize your equation just obliterated a city. Sometimes the cost of progress isn't measured in lives saved, but in lives lost. Dr. Death. Joseph Mengele, the angel of death of Auschwitz. Experiments without anesthesia, people treated as raw material for science. After the war, he fled to South America, dying on a beach. No trial, no remorse. History didn't forget. Justice was late. Science without morality becomes terror, and sometimes the world only notices after the fact. Sometimes evil never gets judged, it just ages and disappears. And yet the echoes remain, haunting those who dare to remember. The man who created life. Stanley Miller, 1950s. He recreated Earth's early chemistry, ran electricity through it, and produced amino acids. He proved life could arise from nothing. Scientists cheered, theologians crossed themselves nervously, and humanity, for the first time, wondered if we can create life, can we rewrite it? The spark of life captured in a flask, the thrill of discovery mixed with a quiet fear. One responsibility comes with creation. One power belongs to those who can play with the building blocks of life itself. And God said, "Let there be light." Only this time, it came from a grad student in Chicago. Cryonics and immortality. Modern scientists freeze bodies, transfer consciousness to the cloud, create digital copies of humans. They promise eternal life. But who said a resurrected person is still human? Maybe it's just a program remembering who they used to be. A future where death is optional, but identity may not survive. Where memory and soul are no longer the same. Where immortality could mean something entirely different than we imagined. Sometimes death isn't the worst thing that can happen to us. Finale. Every breakthrough once looked like madness. Every experiment is a dance with fire. Scientists push humanity forward, but sometimes straight to the edge. And if you ask where the line is, Mr. Crooks knows. The line, it starts with curiosity and ends with conscience. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode, the day the world stopped breathing.